We are on our national adventure. Andrew, Alison, Kiara, Carolina, and Chloe. This week we are in St. Mary's, Georgia. Along the St. Mary's River on Georgia's southern coast, about 6 miles from the Atlantic Ocean, the charming coastal village of St. Mary's is one of the oldest communities in the country. It's between Savannah, Georgia, and Jacksonville, and during its long history, it's been invaded by the British-American Revolution, captured by the British War of 1812, and shelled by the Union Army in the Civil War. Chances are, if you find yourself in St. Mary's, you've probably come to take the boat ride over to Cumberland Island, like we did in last week's video. If you haven't seen it, we're going to put the link down in the description below. But if you make it all the way to St. Mary's and don't take the time to explore it, you are missing out on such a great town.
Mary's is a very relaxed coastal Georgia town. It's very small and quaint. So we're having a bite to eat, we're relaxing, and we're just enjoying the downtown, the coastal breezes, the birds, and the architecture here. Did you see the bird? Yeah. He's talking to you. Here he comes.
Inshore fishing along St. Mary's and Kingsland, Georgia has become some of the best found anywhere on the East Coast. And so there are a ton of birds and a ton of fish to be found here on the coast.
You have your hat on?
Yeah, I do.
You're ready to go.
After enjoying the fish and the birds at the pier, we headed over across the street to this market on the square. It's an old-fashioned general store that was extensively remodeled and now houses just about everything. It's a perfect place to get ready for your trip if you're headed to Cumberland Island. They've got gifts and souvenirs, and if you're like us, they also have sweets. They've got ice cream and fudge and all that fun stuff.
All done?
You just ate both of Mom's ice cream. Basically, she eats almost half, and then she says, oh, that other one's mine. Oh, have my other one. And then she eats the one that has the most. And then basically Mom has one bite of ice cream. So that's your real strategy, Chloe. I know now. I know.
You tricky girl.
After ice cream, we headed into the downtown to explore more of this incredible historic town. There is so much to be discovered here, whether you're riding the St. Mary's Railroad or taking an expedition up the saltwater. There's a ton. The Washington Pump and Oak is a great historic site, and outside of the town itself, they've got Grover Island. Obviously, we went to Cumberland Island, but they've got a sugar works, Tabby Ruins, and what we really liked was that this town, if you lived here, had incredible aquatic centers. And they also have a really nice waterfront. So for us, since we couldn't go to the submarine museum, which is the highlight of the town, we decided to just explore the architecture and beautiful homes that are right here in the town historic center.
Just off the main street is a stretch of Victorian homes that are beautiful, well kept. They're great to walk through and tour. They also have cute little sayings and signs out front to let you know the historic markers on them. Some of them are bed and breakfasts and some of them are private residence.
After exploring the downtown, we drove to the town's 4 most prominent churches. Because this was an important harbor, much of the steamship and traffic was here along the Atlantic coast between Savannah and Fernandina Beach. So it was actually one of the 5th largest cities, and so these churches were an important part of the people who lived here. We headed to the waterfront and found ourselves a great place to have dinner.
Go on in.
Lang's Marina Seafood Market is located just next to the park and right by the salt marsh. So the window overlooks the salt marsh and it's got a deck that you can walk on back. Lang's Marina Restaurant has a good variety of food. I decided to get a steak, so they also offer food other than just seafood. We had arrived early, so food came pretty fast. However, as we were leaving, there was a good line right outside the door. So our suggestion is to arrive early like an early bird and enjoy the great views and food without the rush of everybody.
So we're waiting for the food to arrive, and Chloe and I are just taking a moment to relax and enjoy the salt marshes. It's very relaxing here. The sun's setting. You can smell the sea breeze and the sea air. Although Chloe thinks that the mud here looks a little bit like something else. But you know, it's still nice.
Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet hit subscribe, please join our YouTube family and subscribe to this channel. We'll look forward to seeing you next week on our next week's adventures.